Hello. Today is our activity of dance and storytelling. Our first participant is Samruddhi Kate, who is going to
Hello,
do
hello
story.
all. My name is Samruddhi Kati and today I am doing storytelling. So let's start. My story name is Bravo Megha. Megha was 3 and Megha was lonely. She lived in a nice airy house not far from the road. Every morning after breakfast, her mamma would take her to swing in the garden. Megha loved the swing which her dad had himself fixed for her. And she swung to and fro. She watched people in cars and scooters passing by on road. Just beyond their garden and blue school bus, it took children to school. The kids waved to Megha and Megha waved back happily. I am bored, Mama. Megha would complain day after day. Her mama would occupy her with block building, coloring, blowing bubbles, play doh, and other activities. But Megha's final complaint was, I am bored, mama. Finally, her mom and dad decided that Megha should go to play in school. Megha was excited. Will I go in the silver and blue bus, dad? She asked. Not just yet. When you are a little bigger, dad told her. We will drop you off at school in the morning and pick you up at lunchtime. Mama said. Megha went to meet her teacher and see her play school a week ahead. She was delighted. She knew she would be happy there. The first day of school soon arrived. Megha wore her best dress. She had a school bag and a water bottle, which were gifts from her grandma. In the bag was a tiffin box with some cream biscuits. They were in school in a few minutes. Megha felt strange somehow. Mom and Dad left her in teacher's charge. They said, bye for now, Megha. Then they were gone. Megha felt suddenly alone among strangers. A great sob started in her throat. It stung her eyes and tightened her chest. Then suddenly Megha began to sob softly. At first, and then louder and louder. Her heart felt as it would be burst. No, no, Megha, don't cry. Teacher consoled her as she put her arms around her. But Megha couldn't stop sobbing. Other children surrounded her, but it made her feel even more worse. Are you hungry? Someone asked, but Megha did not answer. Would you like to have some soft drink? A girl asked. But Megha wouldn't answer. Megha will be fine in a moment, teacher said. Let's all sing some songs to make her happy. The singing only made Megha angry. She wished they would stop. She wished she was on her swing as home. She wished, oh, how she wished she had not complained that she was bored. The singing grew louder and merrier. Couldn't anyone see how miserable she was? She wondered. Just then Megha noticed someone, another child, was not singing. She was quiet and seemed very lonely. When she saw Megha looking at her, she began to sob too. Megha felt a great attraction towards her. Slowly, with great courage and still sobbing, Megha dragged herself to where the other girl was standing. It seemed as if they were long lost friends. Now they both cried together, and in a short while they were holding hands. Then they sat next to each other. Before long, they were smiling at each other. They didn't seem to see or hear the rest of the kids. Megha pulled out her tiffin and shared the cream biscuits with her new fond friend. What's your name? She asked shyly. Nidhi, the girl said with a small sob. Why are you crying, Nidhi? Megha asked. I have no friends here, she said, and was about to cry again. I am your friend. My name is Megha. Megha told her with tears still glistening on her eyelashes. The kids were singing, the more we are together, the happier we will be. After a while, everyone was silent. Teacher said, Bravo, Megha. You have made a new friend, and you have also made Nidhi stop crying and feel happy. Let's all clap for Megha and Nidhi. The kids all clapped and danced around Megha and Nidhi. They both felt a bit shy, but they were smiling and feeling much happier. When dad and mom came to fetch Megha, she felt sorry to say bye, especially to Nidhi. What did you do in school today? Mama asked Megha. On their way home, I made a new friend and I also made her stop crying and feel happy. Megha said, feeling very proud and satisfied. Thank you.
Okay, so it was really a great story and it was very motivational. So, our
Thank
next
you.
participant is Shrija Kalshetty, who is going to read a story.
Good afternoon. My name is Srija Sanmitra Kalchetti. Today I am telling a story. Story's name is The Kind-Hearted Boy. It was rainy season. The village has received good rainfall. The brook across the village was filled with water. There was new grass everywhere. People in the village were happy. They were celebrating the rains by offering the deities with feast and festive, but a colony of ants was engrossed in sorrow due to the heavy rains. The anthill in which the colony of ants resided was about to drown completely. All the ants were in danger of being drowned. They had vacate their anthill and search for some other dry place. The ants began their march. Alas, the ants got stuck at the banks of the brook. They did not know how to cross water, was running from bank to bank. Ramu had been watching the colony of ants for quite some time. He understood that the ants were in process of searching for a new home. He took some leaves and pinned them together, making a long stand. Out of them, he then led the strand across the brook, and strand touched both the banks and looked like a bridge. He helped the ants cross the brook. The ants crossed the brook happily and went on to search their new home. Moral of the story is be kind to all. Thank you.
Wow, Shrija, it was really a nice story. So, our next participant is Jnanada Kashyape, who is going to read a story.
Hello, I am Jnanada Hemant Kashyap and today I am going to read a story on Let Us Be Friends. So Matthew and Raghu became friends in class 2. Now they were in class 7 and their friendship had grown even stronger. They liked many of the same things like playing football and reading fantasy stories. But their tastes in music were different. Raghu loved pop music while Matthew preferred Indian classical music. One day, Raghu saw an existing announcement. One of his favorite pop groups was going to perform in their city next month. Will you go? Asked Matthew. No, it's not fun going without you. And I know you don't enjoy pop music, said Raghu. The days passed. Raghu's 12th birthday was coming up, and he was planning a party at home. Of course, Matthew was one of the first friends he invited. The birthday party started, but there was no Matthew. An hour later, there was still no Matthew. Raghu tried telephoning, but there was no answer. He tried to stay cheerful and smiling for this other guest, but he was very worried. At last, after the last guest had left and Raghu's mother was cleaning up, the doorbell rang. It was Matthew. He had a huge grin on his face. He hugged Raghu and wished him a happy birthday. And they walked into the house. Raghu was full of questions, but Matthew held up his hand for silence. Then he dramatically reached into his pocket and pulled out 2 tickets. Here is your birthday gift, Raghu, he said. There were tickets to the pop concert. Matthew had found out when and where the tickets would be sold. He heard that the ticket sale would start that evening at 5 o'clock and that all the tickets would be gone in a couple of hours. For Matthew, the decision was easy, skipping his friend's birthday party so that he could fulfill his friend's dream. The queue was a long one, spilling out onto the street, but Matthew stood patiently in line, and he brought 2 tickets. Sorry, Raghu, said Matthew. I wanted this to be a surprise. That's why I couldn't tell you I would have to skip the party. But you were brought 2 tickets, said Raghu hesitantly. Of course, smiled Matthew. It's more fun going to the concert together, right? Thank you.
Wow, Nyanda, it was a very inspirational story. So, our next participant is Chinmay Jog, who is going to uh, do mimicry.
Hello friends, my name is Chinmay Zog. Today I am going to do some animal voices mimicry. So, first one is dog. The second one is the cat. The horse. And the peacock. The crow. And the cuckoo bird. And the last one is the pig. Thank you.
Wow, it was really funny mimicry. So, our next participant is Anushri Parab, who is going to tell us a story.
My name is Anushri and I am telling the story The Golden Statue. Once there was a king who played chess with his friend, the wizard. The friend name was Wizard. The king had a daughter, Bella. The wizard loved Bella like his own daughter. One day during the game, the wizard said to the king, if you win, you get my magic wand. If I win, I will take Bella with me. The king thought the wizard was joking. The king lost the game. When the wizard was leaving, he said, where is Bella? Her, here is her picture, said the king. The wizard became angry with the king for breaking his promise. He took Bella and go away. Bella missed her family and cried all day long. The whisper tried hard but could not please her. In anger, the whisper turned her into a golden statue and sent it to the king. The king wept, hugging the statue, and he said that no, Bella, please become the human again. After this, the king made only those promises that he could keep. So the moral of the story is make that promises that uh, you can get and you can complete it. Otherwise, you can fulfill them. Don't make that promises that you cannot fulfill them or do them. Thank you.
Great. It was really a nice story, The Golden Statue. Now, our next participant is Sharvin Kurade, who is going to dance.
Okay.
Wow, it was really nice steps, and it was also my favorite song. So now I am going to tell you all one story. So the story name is Managing Feelings. Sheila and the Beavers. Sheila was a very impatient and short-tempered girl. She could never control her feelings. She would shout and scream or burst into tears whenever she couldn't get what she wanted. Her father and mother told her, Sheila, you are 12 years old now and this behavior has to change. But it did not change and punishment made things even worse. That summer, her grandfather visited the family. He and Sheila started taking long walks during the together in the countrysides. One day, the old man took her to a stream. If you promise to keep uh, really quiet, I will show you something interested, he said. Sheila promised. She was very curious to see what her grandfather would show her. They sat in the shade of the nearby tree and watched. A small army of beavers was busy building a dam across the stream. They were bringing stones and sticks and pushing in earth from the banks of the stream. Sheila and her grandfather came to the spot day after day. As they watched the dam grew steadily until one day it was done, but the water is still flowing past the dam. Sheila said. Yes, said her grandfather. But do you notice how the water flow changes after it crosses the dam? On one side, it is swirling and uncontrolled, but on the other side of the dam, water is flowing so smoothly. Why do we Why do the beavers take the trouble to build such dams? Asked Sheila. They do it to protect their homes and themselves from rough water and strong currents. They need they need water, but they don't want it to be dangerous. Then he turned to Sheila and said, Sheila, you too can build a dam for your emotions and feelings. That that way you can enjoy your emotions and still be patient with yourself and everyone else. From that day onwards, Sheila tried to practice the valuable lesson she had learned from the beavers. Thank you.
खूप छान गौरव. गौरांची स्टोरी सुद्धा खूपच छान होती, मोटिवेशनल स्टोरी. ओके, put on
Thank
camera.
you.
Put on camera, all participants. Nice anchoring by Gaurang. Wait. Yes, say hi.
Very nice, all, and really great and uh, means nice voices created by Chinmay.
Slightly put on camera, beta. Okay. Okay, bye, everyone. Very nice anchoring by Gaurang also. Dance of Sherwin.
Thank you.
End कर आता.
Bye everyone.
हाँ end कर आता गौरंग class.
Bye.
Bye. See you.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye ma'am.
Bye.